can call me Melissa.
Okay. So Melissa, tell us about yourself.
I am a full-time mom to an 8-year-old little girl and a 5-year-old little boy. I used to work full-time and go to school full-time, but now I'm just focusing on school. I have one cat now. I have a dog at my mom's house. We like to go for walks and jump on the trampoline, and then we have a pool during the summer. And then I just got married, so that adds another person to incorporate into it.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me what you believe your personal mission statement would be.
Never give up, because there's always something worth trying for.
I like that. How would your references describe you?
Optimistic, kind, compassionate. A people person, but I can be somewhat reserved at times.
Why are you interested in working for this job, this company?
I want to help people and show them that there's always a second chance, that you're not defined by your mistakes.
I like that. What is the last book you read? Why did you read it? And what was good about it?
Fail Forward. At first it was just for class, but after reading it, I learned that there are some things that I can change in my life pertaining to the book.
In your current or last job, can you provide an example of a time you were under pressure and how did you respond?
The time that I was under pressure was at my most recent job. I was the assistant manager, and my general manager went on PTO, so I had to take care of the entire store. That was nerve-wracking because I'd only been there for 2 weeks as the assistant, but I did the best I could. I know I had some hiccups that I can learn from, like forgetting to do a couple things that needed to be done, but with just being thrown into it, I did the best I could.
Right. Can you describe a mistake you made in school or on the job and how you learned from it?
The ice cream machine or freezer thing actually went out during that period of when I took over, and I forgot to clean it out, and I got yelled at for it, and I owned up to my mistake of forgetting it, but I still got yelled at for it.
So, what accomplishment are you most proud of?
Getting the second highest GPA in Jail Academy while working full-time and being a full-time mom.
Nice. It's a good accomplishment. So, you kind of said, discussed this a little bit before, but are you a people person or more of a paperwork person? And can you provide an example?
I'm more of a people person, but I can do paperwork on top of it as well. Like when I was the assistant manager, I had to do paperwork in the morning and then help customers throughout the rest of my shift.
Yeah. So if your direct supervisor tells you to do something you feel is a direct conflict of the policy, how would you respond to that?
I would tell them that it is a direct violation of policy and that I shouldn't be doing it. And if they have a problem with it, go higher.
Okay. So let's say you saw a coworker telling a client that they were a loser. How would you respond to that?
I would, excuse me, I would take the two coworkers aside and ask them if there's a issue that needs to be resolved and that name calling is not acceptable.
So say there's a time you had to work with a client who is sexist and says to you, I want to work with someone else. Women don't know how to do this job. How would you respond to that statement?
I would say that I can appreciate that that's the way you feel, but you have to learn to work with other people even if you don't like it.
Right. Here's another scenario. You're working with a client who tells you that they think you are their only friend and thanks you for being their friend. How would you respond to that?
I would say that that's a hard one. I would say that I'm not a friend, but I'm here for you, but you're my client and I am your agent. And then I'm always here for them if they need something, but there are boundaries.
You are working with a client who told you your partner is having sexual encounters with another client who is your client's mutual friend. How do you respond?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. You are working with a client who told you your partner is having sexual encounters with another client who is your client's mutual friend. How do you respond? So
I'm slightly confused on the partner part, but
yeah, let me try and like reword this here. So your partner, another agent,
okay.
a client told, me, my partner is doing this, with another client.
I would report it to our supervisor because it's not ethical for them to be sleeping with another client. It goes against policy and it's morally wrong.
Mm-hmm. Another scenario. So you are working with a client who says they are better off dead and nothing is worth it anymore. How would you respond to that?
I would first off ask them if they are thinking about attempting suicide. And then if they say yes, I would ask them if they want to sit down and talk or if they just want me to sit with them and just get to the root of the why they're feeling that way. And then go further if need be.
Okay. Tell us about the tools on your tool belt that you can use in this career.
I got pepper spray. This is confusing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if I'm a corrections officer, I got handcuffs, I got pepper spray, I'd have a taser. There's gloves, a radio.
Yeah, let's talk about, what about in probation?
Probation, I think you carry handcuffs. Some counties you carry a gun. And you have pepper spray. And I think that's it.
What are 3 positive things your last boss would say about you?
positive and upbeat. I'm a hard worker, and I'm willing to go above and beyond in the job.
So tell us how you organize, plan, and prioritize your work.
I like lists. I'll usually write a list, and then as I complete the task, I'll check it off. And then like sticky notes as well. And then folders. It's just organization.
Yeah, that's a good organization tool for sure. So, Melissa, give us an example of when you thought outside of the box and how did it work out?
When I was working at Festival on third shift, we had a customer come in that was looking for a certain cereal, and it wasn't on the shelf. And so I told them, I was like, all right, well, continue doing your shopping, and I'll go and look in the back and see if I can find it. Well, at first, I couldn't find it. It took me like 20 minutes to find it, and I raced back out, and he was on the other side of the store. So I ran the cereal to him, and he just was like overjoyed that I actually found it, and like continued to search for it even after it wasn't easy to find.
Right, and search for him too after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good example. Now provide an example of when your ethics were tested.
At the gas station, when this customer that was walking to the restaurant dropped $5, and instead of just pocketing it, I picked it up and I took it to him.
If there was a fruit to describe you, what would it be and why?
An orange.
Okay.
Because they're bright on the outside, but they have many layers on the inside.
Interesting.
And they're sweet, but can be sour.
I like that. And if there was an animal to describe you, what would it be and why?
A cat. They're cuddly most of the time, but if you do something too many times over and over again, they'll start moving away from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so is that like an example of... What is that an example of? Like being close to somebody and then like learning to move away when you need to, like when it's healthy for you. Boundaries.
Yes.
Boundaries. There we go. That's the correct word. Okay, Melissa. Well, that is all we have for you today. Thank you for your time, and we will be in contact soon.
Thank you.